Facebook and share it once we go live.
I think I shared the YouTube one. Like, I can't do the YouTube comments or whatever on the thing because I have to sign into YouTube, and that's too hard.
I've got signed in, and I've never unsigned. It keeps saying, like I can't do it. I'm not going to unsign. I'm going to leave it. But all right, we're live. Tonight's episode of What Josh Wants for Christmas is lots of big, sexy beard brand products. I've been out for a while. It's episode of What Josh Wants for Christmas. Oh, what's that?
I don't know. Sorry, that was me, I think.
Oh, I was like, holy cow.
Did something happen? I was
Yeah, it's me. It's fake.
Anyway.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Got the Ringo going on that, hey.
Sorry, that was me.
Hello, it is Saturday. Always sunny and on Saturday, right? That's what we're
Except for the sun's down and it's totally dark.
But it was super sunny. It was beautiful today.
Yeah, it was nice. I got out and shot some hoops with the kid. Sontia is not feeling good, so
yeah, I feel like poop.
But
I'm here.
We're here. We're going to talk.
30 minutes of sitting in my room where I was anyways.
Yeah. We're going to talk crime songs. This was you sent me the message. I'm getting ready for church, and I thought about crime songs. I'm like, that's a weird correlation, but not really. But
I was.
It's weird how it worked out. These are happened to be 5 of my 10 favorite songs, and anyway, so it was easy. I just got my favorite songs list out of the way.
Yeah, there you go.
It was kind of overwhelming at first because I couldn't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, I think I thought of Ohio, Crosby, Still, and Nash. I think that's who did that, but it didn't make my list. After I thought about it a little bit more, I was like, every song is about a crime.
I was gonna say what I guess I also should have known what I needed to know what constituted this, but I considered murder, police interaction, anything a crime song myself. Robbery, shootings, drive-by, of whatever it was. I considered that in my.
Well, I think we know what Casey's list is going to look like.
You would think. I thought that at first too, and that's where I started. But it's less than you would think.
Yeah. I kind of got a little mix of everything in there.
Me too.
Yeah,
that was
I think
fun.
I do too.
Mine was a huge list, and I had to narrow it down. I'd like to do. I mean, this could be a top 10 list or an 8 list or a or whatever.
I
pretty
kept
easily.
More, and I had to no, I'm not. The list is done.
Right.
I'm leaving it.
And I was just like, I was trying to think of things that you guys wouldn't say. Which
I finally got to use a band that we weren't allowed to use with one of the previous hosts, so I'm fucking geeked.
I don't know what's going on. I feel left out.
There was a certain band, you'll know when we get to it, I'll talk about it, that wasn't allowed. And if you're a listener of the old cast, then you'll know there was a band that if they were ever brought up, they were the worst band in the world and all kinds of other stuff. Not to start no drama, but
it's not Nickelback, is it?
No, it's not. This time it's not. You would have thought. I know what you were thinking. No, but it's not.
I had a tear. I was like, it better not be Nickelback.
No, it's not.
Let's circle back to your Nickelback song for last week with Dimebag. I vaguely remembered that after I listened to it, and I tried to give it a chance then, and it really bothered me. But I listened to this, I read the story about it, and it was after his death, obviously. And so Vinny, the drummer, had given, and Dime's brother had given them permission to use outtake solos or that he'd recorded obviously when he was alive. And so
he couldn't have recorded when he was dead, I don't think, so that would make sense.
I mean,
it would be really cool if he did.
Oh fuck,
Nickelback can make that happen.
They did for a minute at least.
Oh,
But I don't know. I enjoyed the song a little bit more, but the song was about his death.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, the kind of story. What was a bullet?
Yeah, the side of a bullet.
Side of a bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best song in the world. It is to me, but I'm terribly biased in regard to Nickelback. And I really do. I really do like them as a band, but as far as bands in the world, they're not the best.
Yeah. You know.
And I'll
No, obviously. I mean, obviously.
no, not
I bet you have a Nickelback song this week. So why don't you go first, since Casey went first last week?
okay.
Tell us what your number one Nickelback song about a crime is.
You know what?
Nickelback songs this week.
Nickelback is a crime itself. They're all of them. No.
Actually, there is one on here, but I'm going to start with the one that has a story first. So there I was driving in a small town with one of my friends, and all of a sudden this song comes on and it goes, "Oh mama, I'm in fear for my life of the long arm of the law."
Oh, yeah.
And then behind us there were police lights as that song started playing. I've never heard this song in my life. And this song is playing all scary and murdery. The police are behind us. We're in this small town, and we essentially got pulled over because it was 2:00 in the morning. And what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We're just driving around, officers, and then they left. You know, so Styx Renegade is my number one, just because I have that story about it, and that's the first time that I heard it, and it is a damn good song. Like, it really is.
Yes, it is.
My second one is going to be the Dixie Chicks. Goodbye, Earl.
Yeah.
Earl's gotta die.
Yeah.
They caught so much hell for that.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, how many people are out here? And I want to say women, but domestic violence is everywhere. And men get beaten and they just don't get paid attention to, and it's really quite depressing. But how many people say, you know what, I'm tired of it, I'm just gonna kill him? You know?
Yeah, I think there's a few songs like that.
There's a few.
I had thought about it, but
Mhm.
you know, I didn't go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Dixie Chicks, but
Yeah, I'm not a Dixie Chicks fan, but I feel like the controversy that surrounded all of that, and just the amount of hell that they caught for writing that song was awesome, because it brought awareness to how narrow-minded that situation is. Oh, he can beat you, but don't kill him. Like, what?
One of our ex substitute teachers and a lady that owns the Arboretum in the town we're from, was actually an ex Dixie chick. She was one of the first Dixie Chicks.
Really?
Natalie, the lead singer, replaced her, I think.
Yep. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. We used to get to know her, and she's made some money off of it, obviously, because she had one or two of their they redoed it now with the regular, but one of their famous songs came from when she was with them.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's getting a little change.
Mm-hmm. Some residuals.
Love residuals.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta take that.
All right. Number 3 is the Glorious Sons, Sawed-Off Shotgun.
Oh yeah, that one made my list, but I took it off because I listened to it again, and I mean, I took it as, you know, hey, I'm gonna go rob some shit, but it's more like I'm gonna end some shit myself. But
yeah, and that's
it's
a crime.
still
It is a crime.
It is a crime, no matter how. I don't know what you consider a crime, but I consider that a crime.
I mean, I don't.
It's quite crimey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we're loosey goosey. And like I said, it was on mine and one of my favorite songs that, you know.
Awesome song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and it'll come on, and it's just like one of those days. Sometimes you just need to hear a song that really speaks to how you're feeling at the moment. Don't do it. But sometimes you just want to scream at the top of your lungs with the radio.
We've all thought some thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it made my list for the songs that sound happy but aren't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it made that list.
Yeah, it's not happy.
I'm doing a sock flex right now.
I have 7 Mary 3 Water's Edge.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is definitely a crime song.
Yeah.
First time I heard that, I was 15, cleaning the house. Had to stop and listen, and I was like, did they kill somebody? It's like, is he talking about killing somebody? What is this about?
Well, that's one band I'm glad I didn't have MTV, because I love Cumbersome, the song that they really got, blew them up. Their popular song. I think they may have had another popular song, but I think that was their most popular song. But years later, when I finally, got out on my own and had luxuries that I didn't have when I was a young man, I watched the video to it, and boy, he's just a goofy looking bastard. I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't have it, because I would have just immediately,
yeah. All of those,
I can't talk.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially the bands in the 80s when people weren't all really glamored up and they just kind of looked regular. Just wasn't cute. So last song, of course, as we all know, I love Nickelback. And Nickelback has a song. Nickelback has a song called Never Again, which is once again another domestic violence song.
Yeah.
But essentially it's about a woman that had it, and shot the dude that did it. And just the intensity of the song, it just stays intense the whole time. Like, there's no chill to that song, whatever.
I can't place it.
Yeah, they go, never again, been there before, but not like this.
Okay, it was played on the radio? Was it a radio song?
I don't know, because they don't play a lot of domestic, besides Goodbye Earl. I haven't really heard a whole lot of.
They don't play a lot of domestic violence.
There's not a whole lot of domestic violence on the radio.
Well, I don't know if we could do that even as a genre. I don't know if is there 15
the domestic violence genre.
Domestic violence, or reaction domestic violence.
Oh man.
But yeah, so that's my list.
Good list.
Good list.
Good list.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Josh, who's next?
Well, you're next, man. I'm taking up the last again.
Oh, you're the rear end again, huh?
Yeah, I'm back to my home.
I'm gonna do my honorable mention, which was Tupac Trapped.
Yeah.
Which is a freaking awesome song about basically having to commit crime in the situation you're put in, or just to get by or whatever. So, good song, and you could have done quite a few Tupac songs.
Whole list of
yeah. Number 5 was Johnny Cash, 25 Minutes to Go, which is, man, I hadn't heard that song in forever, and there was probably 2 or 3, obviously Fulton County Blue. I mean, there's, if you want to consider whatever crime, but this one was, obviously you're getting ready to get hung, and it's the 25-minute countdown to getting hung. Pretty badass song. So number 4, Cage the Elephant, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah.
I've used one other Cage song before, and anytime I can use Cage, I'm gonna. Talk about getting robbed, talk about prostitution, talk about backwards cops. So number 3, Eminem, Criminal. It's in the name, so I think it would be a crime song, and he talks about murder and rape and a lot of different things in that song. So
his first album could have just been
and I could do a whole Eminem. I mean, I could get him in about any genre I can get him in. I'm gonna get him in. Number 2, Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, which is also probably one of my favorite songs of all time. So it was awesome to get to use it. And I think I could have used that in some other genres at some point of the show, but that was probably the best place to do it. And then number 1, from the band, we're not allowed to use the breakup of the original crew, or I don't even know the original crew, but the crew I joined. From Sublime, April 29th, 1992. There's a riot on the streets. Tell me, where were you? one of my favorite Sublime songs. Like it's kind of like get you hyped up. It can get whatever. So, anyways,
I love Sublime. I'm not gonna. I've never not said I hated Sublime, but it was.
Oh no! I know it was never
when it was music haters only.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
A lot of hate.
Music is so subjective, and if you have somebody on the show, there's music that we're going to talk about that I may not know or like, but I try to listen to even anything you guys say. That I like most of your guys' taste in music, so it's pretty easy. Other than Nickelback, I struggle with. There are some good Nickelback songs, and I won't lie, they're not on a lot of my playlists. There are one or two songs though that are freaking super inspirational, super either a couple motivating or whatever. So I'll never hate on nobody's music. I don't get a lot of country. I don't get some music, but I'll still give anything a shot. But,
yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah. So you guys will say some music. I'm like, wow, I don't know. I don't know it, or maybe that's not one of in my list, but I won't ever hate the music that you choose. That's and you don't choose music. Music chooses you. That's the hardest thing about it. Like you can make fun of somebody's music, but it's not one of those things. It's kind of not really like sexuality, but it chooses you. You don't get to choose the music you like. No.
Right. I mean, the name of the show is
comparison. I get it.
So it's like you have to love music for the show, just period.
Yeah. Got to have some kind of appreciation for it. I try to give everything a chance, and I very eclectic, broad. Some days I'm feeling this, some days I ain't,
Dude, I listen to some funky stuff, man, every once in a while. It's and then sometimes I'm like a song that I liked a week ago, I don't like ever again. So
yeah.
Whatever.
All right. So
you by Ciroc.
Ciroc, yes.
Unlock the Ciroc.
Pay us lots of money, please.
Mm-hmm. I got Puff or whatever he's called now, P Diddy or Sean or whatever
I don't know who he is now.
Oh man, I just watched Get Him to the Greek, and I bet you that's have you seen that one with Russell Brand and Jonah Hill and then Diddy?
I mean, it was on once, and I watched it be on.
Diddy's character wasn't a big stretch. He's probably that way, pretty demanding as a boss. And then with all the stuff he's getting into now, that I've only heard a few, but I hear he's got into some hot water with some lawsuits and stuff.
Who Russell Brand? Yeah, he's got some.
No, Diddy.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, both of them are having some.
Or right in trouble right now.
Issues.
So, yeah.
Well, I know Brand disappeared because he was like, I feel guilty about making money.
He's getting some forced sexual stuff and some exposure stuff and some stuff when he worked at BBC, some pretty crazy and it's all accusations right now. So but actually one of his shows, one of his accusations, literally like 2 minutes in the show, he just said exactly what he did, but like everybody took it as a joke, and he was so loaded on heroin at the time or whatever he was on that he was so forward with what he's doing, but everybody took it as a joke. And then now this lady's accusing him of doing exactly what he said he did on the show. And then there's some other shit. So it's like, well, it's starting to make it more believable.
Yeah. I mean, he's cool.
I enjoy his take on certain stuff.
Yeah.
And I like that he's just completely him.
Yeah.
But
so,
but people definitely make, if he did some of what they said he did, then I may not be a fan.
Yeah.
Got to draw the line somewhere. My
this is where I do most of the time, just so no.
Yeah. My honorable mention is from a band called Bourbon Crow. I've mentioned them before. It's Wednesday 13, which he's a shock rocker kind of guy, and he started a country band with one of his other members.
Okay.
And it's A Bed in the Desert off the Highway to Hangovers 2015 album. And he's talking about shooting a guy, burying him in the desert. There's a couple ones on there, but that's good.
That's
Good place to
fine.
bury somebody if I've ever said mountainside or a desert, you know.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
farm. But number 5 is Wednesday 13, Bad Things, which is just kind of I think if murder was legal, you'd be the first to go. It's really graphic, really. I don't like you, so I want bad things to happen to you.
Okay.
That's off the 2005 Transylvania 90210 album. It's a lot harder than the Bourbon Crows Country. Wednesday 13's like kind of in the vein of Misfits, scary horror, punk rock, kind of stuff, metalish. Number 4.
Wasn't that a show?
Beverly Hills 90210 was.
Okay, because that was completely opposite. I was like, that's
that's
it did something to me. It bothered me a little bit.
I mean, I wanted to murder myself watching it sometimes, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, there's the blonde, whatever, I can't remember her name. She was the only reason I watched it. My sister was watching it. That's why I watched it. But number 4, Mr. Johnny Cash made the list off of American 4, The Man Comes to Town. And it's I Hung My Head, which I think it was a cover, but his version is just, Johnny Cash, he can make it, he can pull you in and get you in the feelers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, a guy just kind of takes a bead on a guy. And I don't think he intended on killing him, but, he was just practicing and, just see it. And then the gun, the line is, my brother's rifle went off in my hand. And so he's like, he hung his head that he killed the guy and then took off running and got caught. And
yeah.
He felt remorseful. So, but still.
Was it crime then if it's an accident on purpose? I mean,
it's manslaughter.
Okay. Never mind.
You can get charged for it.
Okay, that's true. I'm sorry.
There's a category.
I just didn't know if that. I'm just playing. Sorry. Bad joke.
Bad joke.
Such a bad joke.
Oh, number 3 is Eminem off the Slim Shady LP, 1999, Rock Bottom. Down here making rock bottom glamorous. Hey.
Yep.
Trying to live the best life I can on rock bottom.
Cheers to
Yep. Number 2, Mr. Bruce Springsteen before the E Street Band. I think for me, stuff pre-E Street Band was good. This is just a harmonica guitar off the 1982 album Nebraska. The song is Nebraska. And it's him, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde story. Him and his gal go off and just start killing. The line is, with a sawed-off 410 on my lap, through the Badlands of Wyoming, I killed everything in my path.
Bruce Springsteen did that?
Bruce Springsteen. Before he went Band, he's got 2 albums, that Nebraska and Greetings from Ashbury Park, where it's more in the vein of Bob Dylan. It's just acoustic and storytelling. And
I want to listen to that now.
Yeah.
It's really good. And as I said, it starts
That's why
off.
we do this show, actually.
Huh?
That's why we do this show.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But like I said, I like the pre-E Street Band. I mean, before he was the boss. For me, the boss was what the record company wanted. But hey, that's a crime in itself. Number 1, The Beatles, 1968, White Album, Happiness is a Warm Gun. I don't know if there's killing in there. The gun kind of leads me to it, but it's more about, getting a fix. The line, I need a fix because I'm going down. So I don't know if he's robbing people to get the heroin in the story or what, but
that song's kind of
doing heroin, I guess technically would be a crime in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're in Oregon, Spain, a lot of other Washington places where it's legal now, but then it would have been a crime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks for tuning in, Mackenzie. Yes, a very good album.
Awesome album.
Both those albums are good. Like I said, I had another couple honorable mentions. I kind of left one off there because I figured Casey would get it. Copperhead Road, Steve Earle.
Yeah, I did. I had that one on my list. I had Capital Punishment by Big Pun.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, good one.
So I had some other honorable mentions. It was that's what I said. Once I said the same thing when you said songs about crime. I'm like, oh, they're all either they're going to be either rap or country, or whatever. And then you start thinking about it, and it's like, man, there's just a shit ton of songs about some sort of crime out there. If there was even some jazz songs I was listening to, or I can't remember, there was a couple others that I didn't really think about being a crime related song, and then you listen to it and you're like, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you got like Toadie's Possum Kingdom, which was elusive to crime. I didn't put it on my list because everybody's like saying that the lead singer is confessing to killing somebody, and then he was like, no, I was just obsessed with some girl, and like that's not any better really, but
I shot the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
A I mean, obviously I would say would be a crime song,
Mm-hmm. I had Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry.
Okay.
Where they were talking about somebody who jumped off the Chattahoochee Bridge.
Yeah.
But there was just one line in that song to where they were like, to where her parents were like, they saw you and Billy Joe throwing something off the Chattahoochee Bridge.
Yeah.
And then next day, dude, jumps off, and I was like, what did y'all throw over that bridge?
I don't think it was the Chattahoochee Bridge, but I can't remember the name.
What about one of the biggest ones of all time, Bohemian Rhapsody? Mama, I could kill the man.
Yep.
What was one even that I kind of thought about? Not the whole song's about it, but
Yeah, there was a lot more after I started. It was like opening the floodgates and on there.
Bank robber. Yep. I mean, there's it was kind of cool. Like I said, listen to a bunch of these songs. You just don't even, some of the ones when you search the genre, you didn't think would necessarily fit that. So what do you guys got planned for Christmas? We won't do another show before Christmas, I don't think. Or what are we going to do? We haven't even talked about that with the way it falls. I guess technically we would do one.
Like I said, it's up to you guys. Like I said, I was pulling up the calendar to look right now. We got
it's the 23rd, I guess. I kind of forget. Yeah. So Christmas isn't until Monday. So
I mean, we could.
Are we doing Christmas songs? Are we doing most hated Christmas songs? Are we doing almost Christmas songs? Are we doing,
I kind of was over the Christmas songs thing. I
know, but could we find something semi of the topic that isn't necessarily, Christmas songs maybe, or most anti-Christmas song? No, I don't know.
Well, I was kind of thinking, I mean, I don't know how, I figured one more show at least before the end of the year. I know we got both of them are kind of on the eve of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So I don't know what you guys have got going on.
Yeah, and I don't know next Saturday. I may have an event, but I don't think so. He just said kind of. So I'd let you know in plenty of time, but I haven't heard for sure.
I was thinking maybe song. I know I've tried to do it before, but songs of the 2023, maybe just new songs that came out, our top 5 this
weekend.
Yeah.
So being at the end of the year, I think it would be a fitting one, I think. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Childish Gambino.
This is America.
Yeah, that's a pretty crimey song.
Yeah. The first time I heard it, my oldest son showed me that song, and when it first came on, I was like, yeah. And I was watching the video.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
and then it was just like the first massively terrible part of the video happened, and I was like, oh, it's not that kind of song.
That's the one the guy's like dancing without a shirt off, and
and then he gets blood. There's blood all. Yeah, it's pretty. I loved him in Atlanta. It got a little crazy toward the last season or two, but man, that was one of my favorite freaking shows for a while, man. I was trying to get people on board, man. I was on the Atlanta bandwagon, He's hilarious. He's a freaking, and he's crazy, but he's deep. And then you started seeing that in his show. The stuff that he made fun of then became more passion to him, so he kind of brought attention to things that he was making fun of before, but people took a lot of his shit the wrong way. So
I liked his cameo in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right, one
Who's
more
that
time before we
awkward
get off
fucking
here. I'm sure Coach wouldn't mind some big sexy beard brand in his beard either. So
Yeah, I need to get some.
yeah, if
I don't buy stuff from the internet. I'm scared of it.
So if you want to send us some big sexy beard brand, I can save you 30% off on their New Year's. This is up until New Year's Eve at 11:59. The 30% off sale, no codes needed. And yeah, my favorite. I'm a size Sex Pod or Foghorn Lounge in Big Sexy. That's for sure.
I've smelled the sex pot on him when we've hugged and stuff, man, and it smells good. It works for me. It works for me.
Like LL Cool J says, ladies love it.
Yeah, it is. It really does smell good.
Dudes dig it, so whatever,
All right, thank you guys again for coming on. We're going to figure out what the next couple weeks looks like, and we'll come back with something fun, talk some more music, see how that all works out. And,
all right,
we'll do it. Got a comment on here. So deep, great actor and artist. That was yeah. Talking about Childish Gambino again. All right, later, guys.
All right, peace.